Today, I will be going over and discussing the ideas and details behind the Dos Equis campaign. To begin with, Dos Equis is a Mexican import beer. We mainly produce two types of beer, Dos Equis Lager and Dos Equis Amber. Alright, here we'll begin with the goals of the campaign. In 2006, Dos Equis' goal was to increase sales by creating awareness of the brand in the United States. We wanted Dos Equis to move beyond the conventional Mexican market and to more approachable to the U.S. market. To do this, Dos Equis wanted to create an ad campaign that was different from everything else out there, especially in regards to the beer brand's campaigns. At the time, many other brands featured expensive cars, hot girls, exotic locations, or sports. Dos Equis wanted to stand out, and to do this, Dos Equis created a campaign for the consumers to seem interesting to their friends. Hence, the Most Interesting Man in the World campaign. The idea behind the campaign was to create a rugged yet sophisticated character who travels all over the world to unique places and finds himself in adventurous and daring situations. The goal of the campaign is to engage customers first and sell the product second with television commercials. The tagline, I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis, and stay thirsty, my friends, are quoted at the end of each commercial. Next, we'll go over what happened in the campaign, including the setup, action, and the reaction to it. So the first key factor to the campaign was to find someone that appeared interesting enough, yet not too well known. They wanted a man who was rugged yet refined. To do this, they created a character who was an interesting, experienced world traveler with an eye for the unexplored territories. This character needs to be someone people aspired to be like. Auditions were held for the position. Jonathan Goldsmith, hesitantly and not expecting to get the role, tried out for the spot. Goldsmith started his acting career in New York with small improvised skits. Positive reviews gave him courage to move to Hollywood to pursue his career. Unable to gain traction, he began jobs as a garbage man, while always carrying around a dress suit just in case. After numerous attempts and auditions, Goldsmith landed a small role on a Western television show, which then led to various other television roles throughout the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Since Goldsmith was auditioning for the Dos Equis campaign decades after his last role, he was under the radar. The Dos Equis campaign audition consisted of one solo line, and that's how I arm wrestled Fidel Castro. Goldsmith channeled his old sailing buddy during the audition and nailed the role. Goldsmith sensed similar characteristics between his past and the character role for the Most Interesting Man. This portrayed a natural and charismatic audition. Without hesitation, the Most Interesting Man campaign launched in 2006 and spread quickly, finding its way into pop culture. Commercials were consistent, comical, and unimaginable. Ads included death-defying adventures, including grainy scenes showing him parachuting out of the plane on a boat. Witty one-liners were added in different commercials. For example, he is fluent in all languages, including 3 he only speaks, and when in Rome, do as he does. Overall, the Most Interesting Man character was portrayed as every guy's fantasy. Catchy taglines evolved from the ads, including "Stay thirsty, my friends," and "I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis." Here's an example of one of the commercials.
The police often question him just because they find him interesting. His beard alone has experienced more than a lesser man's entire body. His blood smells like cologne. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Okay. Next, we're going to go over the social media platform. Starting in 2008, Dos Equis turned to social media to spread the campaign even further. Focus was on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The overall goal for adding social media into the mix was to further leverage the brand by reaching out to a larger audience with emphasis on dynamic stories, visuals, and videos. Each platform had its own social media team and marketing plan. The Facebook, with over 4.1 million fans, captured the audience by utilizing video playback. Autoplay is embedded into news feeds, where videos are played on mute with subtitles to grab attention. Contests were announced through posts. Hashtags are used to keep content organized. For example, in 2011, a conversation was started asking for the most interesting jam spread. Within the first hour, more than 920 ideas were posted. Within half an hour after the winning jar of jam was posted on eBay, the cost of the jar went from $75 to $700. Twitter, having over 67,000 followers, focused on extending conversations with fans and having a call to action by encouraging followers to create their own most interesting man one-liners. This was then indexed on the Dos Equis website and would show your ranking. Not only does Dos Equis have a Twitter account, but they also have a second account specifically for the most interesting man. And Instagram, with over 52.3 thousand followers, was used to post captivating photos and videos of ads and promotions. In 2014, a campaign was launched where followers were encouraged to take photos of Dos Equis bottles at places where they were being consumed, with the focus on beautiful landscapes in the background. YouTube, having over 7 million views, was used to feature the campaign's commercials, which can easily be searched through to find your favorite. And here we have another example.
In a past life, he was himself. If opportunity knocks and he's not home, opportunity waits. He gave his father the talk. He is the most interesting man in the world.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Next, through social media, users created a meme of the most interesting man. Millennials are the largest group to be using memes. Successful memes connect with millennials on 3 different levels. They must be humorous, memorable, and shareable. Anyone could take the generic photo of the most interesting man and add their own interesting one-liner to this. It's then spread across the internet like wildfire. Then, social media contributed to about 20% increase in the Dos Equis sales. Next, we're going to go over what worked and what didn't work. Being memorable was definitely a strong suit. Using a not well-known actor for the role added to the campaign. They are able to mold the character without any preconditions. The ads were unexpected, clever, and appealed to the masses. One-liners were intelligent humor. The ads appealed to more than just one market. At first, their main market was obviously legal drinking age men, but then it spread to include women, legal drinking age of all ages. About 30 different one-liners for TV and radio are created each year. This helps to keep content fresh and exciting, year after year as the campaign evolved. On social media, it succeeded for many reasons, including YouTube videos aimed at entertaining first and selling the product second. Videos are funny and filled with impossible yet memorable achievement. Viewers are left feeling Dos Equis beer and staying thirsty contributes to the mystique of the most interesting man in the world. The campaign created an unforgettable character and matching narration to deliver memorable one-liners with the purpose of being re-quoted by fans. Dos Equis changed its image from being just another Mexican import to a stylish, sophisticated drink of choice. The campaign stayed consistent when the popularity grew, they weren't just another sellout. For example, they had opportunities to create full-length films, but chose not to in order to preserve the reputation of the character and the brand. The biggest struggle came when they retired Goldsmith and the younger French actor Augustin Legrand took over as the most interesting man. The campaign remained relatively the same, however the audience did not connect with the character as well. Instead of using history and the future as advantages to create more stories, the campaign now lands in present day. The classic tagline changed from "Stay thirsty, my friends," to "Stay thirsty, mis amigos," a disconnection to the American audience. But was the campaign a success? I believe so. It increased sales by 22%, and this is at a time where the rest of the market for import beer decreased by 4%. The total growth since 2007 was 34.8%. And the ad campaign was unique and different. Jonathan Goldsmith, the actor who portrayed the not-quite grandfatherly character, took on the aloof role with passion. Ads were consistent, yet there was always hype about what the character would do next. As a result, the ads went viral and millions of people have searched and saved these ads online. Equis was once a low-profile brand mostly sold in Texas and California. Now it has become the country's 6th largest imported beer. This is due largely to the campaign and the James Bond meets Ernest Hemingway character. 6 years into the campaign, shipments grew about 15.4% in the U.S. compared to the average of 2.7% for the top 10 imports. And sales more than doubled between 2006 and 2011, more than 15 million cases. And to finish off the presentation, I'll conclude with Goldsmith's last commercial and the end of the Dos Equis campaign in 2016.
Get a last look at this brave pioneer who will not be returning.
His only regret is not knowing what regret feels like. He is the most interesting man in the world.
His trip to Mars is only one way.
Adios, amigo.